Yeah. Hello YouTube, this is Necrostevo and you're watching my 58th narrated Wi-Fi battle. Sorry for starting the battle off laughing like that. I was doing a sound check and during it, I had a fly right into my eye, so it it made the sound check quite humorous when I played it back. Anyways though, today's battle is against crispymelon44. Be sure to go check out his channel as he uploads and narrates battles just as well. He also uses some pretty interesting stuff. And this was a UU battle, so I knew things were going to be pretty interesting going right into it. He starts off with Empoleon. I just started off with Crustle, thinking I could get some entry hazards up right from the beginning. As you saw from the team preview, this team is kind of reliant upon the entry hazards because things like Swellow need to be able to sweep later on. So I do get up my Stealth Rocks. Unfortunately, he burns me on the first Scald, and that is kind of uh, premonitory of things to come as far as Scald burns go in this battle. And he just goes for his Stealth Rocks, knowing that I'm going to die in one more turn anyway, and I just get up another layer of spikes, knowing that there's no point in really switching out, and I can't really damage him. So he gets his Stealth Rocks up, I get up a layer of spikes and Stealth Rocks, but now I'm one Pokemon down. So that could have gone a little bit better, in my opinion, but you know, you get what you can. I go out to my Scarf Primate, knowing that I'm going to threaten him out with close combat, that he'll probably switch. And he does switch. He brings out Heat Form Rotom, which of course takes a little bit of Stealth Rock damage, and U-Turn of course is going to be resisted because of the fire typing, but I do get switch priority, so that's a little bit nice. Nothing on my team really wants to take a fire attack or an electric type attack, besides my Chandelure, who probably wouldn't get knocked out by the electric type attack and could easily take the fire type. Interestingly, I outspeed him, I think, on this next turn, and it's probably because he is a bulky one, because you see from the leftovers there. But since I outspeed him, my Specs Modest Chandelure is going to kill him in one Shadow Ball, which is fantastic, because that means I don't have to deal with the Volt Switch, I don't have to deal with random Discharge, Parahacks, I don't have to deal with any of that, so I get out of that quite nicely. He makes a very good play, goes out to Heracross knowing that I won't want to stay in on the possible Stone Edge. I really should have stayed in. I've had bad luck in 2 or 3 different battles switching on my Chandelure from something that threatened it out, so maybe I'll try staying in next time. He goes for close combat trying to hit my Bisharp, which I did think about switching in, but I thought that maybe he might predict something weird and go for a weird move, and I resisted the Rock-type move with Hitmontop either way. So here he is going to switch out. I just went for the fake out in case he tried to stay in and finish me off. Goes out into Frostlass to block that or the possible Rapid Spin, which was a good move. And he takes a little bit of entry hazards damage, and my fake out is completely useless. So I knew I could not switch out because, of course, he has up his entry hazards, and if I did switch out, I probably could only switch in one more time before I died from the entry hazard, so I didn't really want to risk that. I just went for Bullet Punch there to get some damage in on the Frostlass so that something could easily come in and revenge kill. Fortunately, he goes for Spikes, which means that Frostlass is going to die to another Bullet Punch, because I definitely am not going to switch on now since I will die from the Spikes and Stealth Rocks upon coming back in. So I get a little bit of utility out of Bullet Punch there. A lot of people ask me why I run that move, and it's for situations like that where it's randomly more useful than having Sucker Punch, because Sucker Punch would have been completely useless right there. He does go out into Shaman. You don't see very many Shaman in UU. I don't really know why. I really like Shaman. I like grass Pokemon in general, though. Again, I'm not going to swap out, and he knows that, so he just goes for Earth Power. Probably just in case I tried to swap in Bisharp on the expected Seed Flare. Gets a useless crit and takes out my Hitmontop, which is unfortunate, because Hitmontop has great utility. But, you know, he did pretty well right there. He was able to force out something and knock out something else. I go out to my Swellow knowing that he won't want to stay in, and I know that he's just going to bring in Empoleon, but I need to get my Toxic Orb activated now because if I keep switching in and out without it activated, then Guts won't be activated, but I will be taking Stealth Rock damage. So I just stay in and go for Brave Bird, which is my strongest move against Empoleon, and I really need every single bit of damage that I can get against it. That is a really good chunk, though, even though it's not Guts boosted. So I was kind of impressed with the amount of damage that did do. Now that I have my Toxic Orb, of course, I can U-turn out to see if he has the Ice Beam or if he's just going to try to Scald or anything like that. And I can go out to something to take that attack a little bit better than Swellow could, because Swellow really can't take attacks too well. I go out to Primate. If he went for Scald, I was just hoping not to get burned. And if he went for Ice Beam, I didn't think it would kill me because it wasn't stabbed, and he's obviously running something more defensive. He does go for Scald, and on the Skype chat, he was going in before burn, and I was like, damn it, he burned me. No. So the Scalding Hax Gods are on his side for that time, because I think both of the times he went for Scald, he got the burns. And that's a 30% shot, so good on him for getting that. He knows that my Primate is pretty much useless at this point, so he just goes out to Azelf to sponge whatever hit I want to throw at him. I just went for close combat on the off chance he wanted to stay in and try to hit me with another move from Empoleon. Baroque really didn't get a chance to do much this battle. He did force Empoleon out once, I guess, but that Scald completely neutered him, just castrated him. Just, if he were a female, it would have spayed him. You know, it completely destroyed that one aspect of his usability. Anyways, though, it does give me a free switch back into Swellow, and I know I outspeed Azelf unless randomly it's Choice Scarfed. So I just stayed in and went for Facade. That's going to easily kill Azelf. So that's one kill for Swellow, Quetzalon. And, of course, Toxic Orb kicks in, take a little bit of Stealth Rock damage. I don't have too many more attacks left in me here, so I didn't really want to swap out of here. And based on the amount that Brave Bird did before, after the entry hazards damage, I was thinking Facade might kill Empoleon. And what do you know? It does. So he's probably a little bit more specially defensive than he is physically defensive. So that's 2 kills for Quetzalon, and that's perfect. Of course, at the HP level that he is at now, I cannot switch out because the Stealth Rocks will kill me. So he goes out to Scarf Heracross, and he realizes that I think the only things that I had left at that point in the battle were either I had Choice Specs, Chandelure, I had my Bisharp. I think that's all I had. So he had to lock himself into very specific moves, otherwise either one of those two would just wall him out completely. So knowing that he locked into close combat, I go out to my Chandelure Catan, which of those of you guys who are running, if you've ever seen Gurren Lagann, you know one of the characters in that show who dies, Catan. Very fiery spirit, very annoying early on, but he dies in a very awesome way, so he lives on in this Chandelure. Anyways, though, knowing that both of the Pokemon he has left are weak against fire, I just go out and go for Fire Blast, which is going to easily kill either of them if you wanted to stay in to sack it, or if you wanted to swap out. Either way, works fine for me. This Choice Spec Chandelure has been awesome. It almost one-hit KO a Hydreigon with Overheat the other day. Very impressive damage output. And that was a bulky Hydreigon, so I'd imagine it would one-hit KO a regular Hydreigon. But that Mega Horn, unfortunately, is not enough to knock out Chandelure. He needed to go for Mega Horn because if he locked himself into a Stone Edge or a Rock attack, then Bisharp will resist it, and he obviously can't hit me with a Fighting attack. So he needed Mega Horn or Mega Horn Crit or something to take out Chandelure in order to have a chance to get Bisharp. But thank you for the match, crispymelon44. I did enjoy it. I think that was a pretty good rematch. I think the first match we had was a little bit more haxy. But this one was pretty good. So I hope you all have a great weekend. I know for me it's fall break, so I probably won't be able to get up too many more new matches, but I will do what I definitely can. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye now.